are certain things allowed at this beach.
There are no dogs allowed at this beach.
There are no cups out with trash on them.
No wine glasses.
No rulers. No roller trees.
No cars heading towards you.
No logs on fire.
No handguns.
No bowling pins.
And no sticks of dynamite, and definitely no bikes. But one thing is allowed. A man named George Fredrick was murdered.
At 8 o'clock, he was murdered.
George Fredrick's blood type was O negative.
And there were shells involved.
We take you now to Bob,
Grandpa Schiffmann, in order to find out more about shells.
My name is Murgatroyd D. O'Reilly, PhD, FPIT, CCLY, CCR, MBM, MGM, and Warner Brothers. I'm considered the world's expert on shells of all kinds. This includes seaworthy shells, saltwater shells, Ronzoni shells, shells that can be found anywhere in the world. And I should add at this point that shells have been found all over the world. That is, from the bottom of the ocean to the top of the Himalayas. Everywhere one looks, one finds shells. Yes, shells, shells, shells. Those dainty little bits of carbonate.
Have shells ever been known to be used in a murder?
Yes, there was a case in 1813. A Mr. Albert Dumbledis murdered his rival, Sir Adrian Poopworthy.
Was the man Poopworthy murdered with a shell?
Yes, in fact, he was. It was a strange case, one of the strangest cases ever. It seemed that Poopworthy was walking on the beach one day when his rival Dumbledis, saw him, sneaked up in back of him with the famous screw-top Wibble bottle, which has an extremely sharp edge.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you for that exciting report, Bob, Grandpa
Schiffmann.
Today we have found a bloody shell rinsed off in salt water. We found it just lying there on the beach nearby where the suspect was found. Hey, you get back here, cameraman!
Okay, the blood on there was traces of O negative blood, leading us to believe that George Fredrick was the one who was killed. Hey, wait. This trash can has absolutely nothing to do with the murder of George Fredrick.
This trash can has something to do with a murder, but not the murder. George Fredrick. How the hell do I put this?
No, George Fredrick is the one that's dead.
This man is even more boring than George Fredrick. Here, at the Pacific Ocean, here, at the Atlantic Ocean, was the murder of George Fredrick.
Right here, as you can see, is the outline of George Fredrick's body. As you can see, he was very deformed with all those lumps and
Robert?
stuff. Yeah.
That's a sand village.
Oh, okay, my bad. That's a sand village.
This, right here, is the outline of George Fredrick's body with badly drawn eyes, mouth, and tongue.
Alright. Now, as you saw back there, that was an outline of George Fredrick's body. This is a badly drawn stick figure of George Fredrick's body.
We take you now to Marilyn Fredrick's wife.
Of George Fredrick.
It's a great pleasure to speak to you today. My name is Marilyn Fredrick, and I am the recent widow of George Fredrick. Now, I know you probably expect me to be very, very sad because of the recent circumstances of my husband's death. But I'm not. I never really thought he was a particularly fine person. In fact, I thought he was rather shallow with a very, very poor sense of humor. And even if he were shallow, at least if he had a good sense of humor, I could have found happiness with him. But there was no happiness. It was a loveless marriage. And although I don't like the fact that he died, and I especially don't like the fact that somebody took his life prematurely, but I cannot honestly say that I'm terribly sad. But I will wear black anyway.
Get up. Thank you for that exciting report, but yet sad report.
Yeah, it was very fascinating.
Sir,
Yes?
were you here for the murder of George Fredrick's?
Oh. Yes, I was here. Yes, saw the whole thing.
Really?
Yes.
Who did it?
A shell did it.
What was the shell's name?
The shell's name was Michelle. Or maybe it was Shelley.
Okay, both of you. Were you here on the day of George Fredrick's murder?
Yes, I was.
Alright. Did you see who did it?
No, I wasn't sure, but I think it was a woman.
A woman, eh? Do you know what the name was?
I think her name was Michelle or Micheline. I don't know.
Thank you.
Behind me, we have the Pacific, the Atlantic Ocean.
Right
Here.
here, children laugh.
People swim,
Seagulls throw up.
but a murder was taking place here. The murder of George